Hello everyone, how are you doing this afternoon? Here it is on Wednesday, and of course I'm Jan Boydston, and I had been on last week and talked a little bit about my 5 favorite things, but I said I would come back and talk about some of the makeup things that I do when I put makeup on, and I've got a little time here, so I thought this was a great day to do that. Hope the lighting is well enough that you'll be able to see me. You know, I was just in my bathroom kind of getting all my things, and I thought, bathroom lighting is really good, you know. It's cool they've got all those lights up there, and I really think it makes our face look kind of the best, but this is more the real color of my skin. I think I am in natural light here, primarily, so let's get going. First, I hope all of you are doing well. There's been horrible storms again in Oklahoma, and we're supposed to have a set of those storms move through this evening. Hopefully it isn't going to cause a lot of problems here, but it certainly has caused problems in Oklahoma. And I have friends that have lost power. I have friends that have trees down. You know, it's been absolutely terrible. So anyway, heart and prayers to all of them. Oklahoma's had a very stormy spring, so, and other places have too, I'm sure, but I'm connected with the people in Oklahoma, so that's the reason. I don't know if all of you know, but I actually lived in Oklahoma quite a bit of my life. I moved there when I was just starting the 6th grade, of course, which was horrifying. I'd never lived any place else but Shreveport, Louisiana. But, you know, one thing my grandmother said, and I think it's true, she said, Jan, wherever you leave friends, you always make friends. So if you had friends where you were, you're going to have friends wherever you're going, and I found that to be true. Ponca City, Oklahoma was a wonderful place. We had a wonderful church community there. It was a smaller town than Shreveport, and it had that small town, but also kind of a sophisticated part to it because it was the home of Continental Oil at the time, and there were people from all over the world who worked there, engineers and everybody. So the school system was excellent. My brother and I were very fortunate about that, but I won't go into great detail, but I have many wonderful friends there, and I enjoyed my time there. I actually met my husband there, and through church and everything, we were bestie friends, you know, quite a while before we were married, and so I have wonderful, fond memories of Oklahoma. I didn't leave Oklahoma until after I was married. And so, you know, that's a good period of time from 6th grade to when I was married. So anyway, hello, my Oklahoma connection. I love you all, and you're in my heart and prayers. But I'm gonna do kind of a quick, it probably won't be too quick, you know, I get started and I try, but I wanted to tell you what I've already done this morning with my face. I cleansed my face. This was one of my 5 favorite things. I won't talk about it very long because I already have, but I cleansed my face with the Time Moist Repair Cleanser, and I really love that. It is so creamy. And then when I washed that off, I typically use a serum right after that, and this is vitamin C plus E. So, you know, all kind of wonderful properties to put vitamins onto our skin. And I do exactly like it suggests. I put this on from here onto here so that I'm putting those vitamins into all of my skin cells, you know, all the way down. And so that's what I did next. And then I use the Time Moist Repair Day Cream, which does have an SPF in it, so it protects my face, you know, from UV rays. And that's usually, you know, kind of where I stop, with one exception. I do use the Time Moist Repair Eye Cream. As you can see, mine's about empty. And I think I showed this last time. It's a wonderful product, has this wonderful little metal tip, and you can squeeze it directly from the tip. I use it below the eye and above the eye. And you can, if you're going, you know, you need to rub it in and use your ring finger to rub it in. Just go here and then here. Go in here, and it will even help. You know how our eyelids can start getting kind of wrinkly? Mine haven't yet, but I'm pretty sure it's coming, or maybe not. But anyway, it's a good thing if you can reduce that some. You know, your eyeshadows and everything look so much better if you can. But I said I was going to talk about, you know, the kind of makeup that I use now, and I've never been a big makeup user, but I certainly do use some. So I'm going to start out with a primer. This also has SPF in it, I believe SPF 15. So between this I believe is 30. And this, I'm getting a lot of SPF. And you know, SPF has sometimes bothered my skin. It has a wonderful little pointed, so I just put it right on my skin. And I just run a little line. As you can see, it's almost clear. It's kind of like a little gel or something. Probably don't need it under here, because really the purpose of this is, one, is to make, I'm gonna use my hands, is to make a smooth surface to put your makeup on. As I think Suzanne has said, you know, it kind of just fills in all the areas that might be maybe some unevenness and things. The other way I look at it is that this is the first layer going into my pores, you know, and it kind of creates a barrier between my skin and the CC cream, which I feel good about. But there used to be an eye primer, and you would use it all over your eyelids and in your eyebrows like I just did. But we don't have that right now. It's been discontinued, and I'm sure Mary Kay will come out with something else. And Suzanne, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm not supposed to use this as my eye primer, but I just feel like that I do. You know, I'm real careful not to get it in my eyes, but anyway. It does feel really great on the skin. You know, I do tend to have drier skin, kind of really normal to dry. It's not super dry. It's more what I call normal to dry, but it is kind of nice to have that surface. It does feel really soft and good, you know, in addition to the day cream that I've used. So I always start with the primer. And then since that's just on my face, I really don't want to put the CC cream on just yet. I'd like it to, you know, give it a little time so that it dries down a little bit, although it doesn't really feel wet. So instead, I'm gonna start with my eyes. I think I just dropped something on the floor, but I'm gonna start with my eyes. And I think I shared with y'all, you know, I watched tutorials from all these other women, and they really look marvelous when they're finished, and I won't even pretend I'm gonna get there. But, you know, high school, when we use these, and I'll confess, I don't think I'd used one since high school, but I'm gonna use one today. And eyelash curler. I start with my eyes, since I've got my primer on. You know, you usually think you start with your face to do anything you're gonna do, but I'm really gonna do kind of minimal to my face. I'm gonna kind of do minimal to my eyes, but if you start with your eyes, then if you use a powder, like a Chroma Fusion eyeshadows, dry eyeshadows, you know how those things kind of flake a little? Not to say any of the Mary Kay products would flake, but you know how when you use your brush and you put it on, it can kind of flake down. So that's a good reason to start with your eyes, and then you can, you know, kind of get rid of that before you put your CC cream on or whatever foundation you decide to use. I've got two others I'll show you. I'm not going to use all of them today because that's kind of funky, I think, but I'm going to do something really simple because I like simple. These are the liquid eyeshadows, and I absolutely love them. And what I'm going to start with is a Starlight, and then I'm going to put a little darker color on top of it, and or maybe starting with Light Beam and then put Starlight, Pink Starlight. I think those are the ones. But I'm going to start with the lightest one. I believe this is called Light Beam. And I love that they're all light colors. I think that's all pretty cool. And it's got its own little applicator, so you don't need a brush to put this on. And I'm going to just brush it across the eyelid itself. Some people don't put the lightest color on their eyelid, that, you know, you use it up here as a highlighter. And I am going to use a brush eventually. But first I'm just going to get this on the way I want it. It doesn't take a great deal, but I love these liquid eyeshadows. Like I say, my skin, I feel like, tends to be dry, although I have it pretty moisturized now. It does feel great, absolutely great. But I really love them. I think they just, one, they glide on, you know, they just glide on so smoothly. I really like the Chroma Fusion too, but look how that brightened up the eye, you know. I'll put my glasses on in a minute to see if it looks funky or not, but anyway, it did brighten up the eye. And I'm not gonna go with anything very dark today, but I believe this is called the Pink Starlight. It does have a beautiful color to it. And what I'm gonna do with this one, I might do a little bit of shadowing on it. I mean, why not? But this one, typically, I would just go on the eyelid. So I'm just putting it right above that light beam. And I think that's probably why some people don't do both. And if your eyes are recessing a little, you know how they tend to do as we age, then don't just stop at the eyelid, but just go a little bit above the eyelid, enough so see when I open my eye, the Pink Starlight does make a shadow there, and it does give depth. Look at the difference. It gives depth to this eye compared, now this one, of course, naturally there's some depth there, but I think the Pink Starlight does, you know, amplify it a little. So I'll put the Pink Starlight here, and I just want enough that kind of in that area that's naturally that way. It's right kind of where that bone is, and I put that in there. And at this point, typically, I'll go ahead and use my my brushes. When you know it, I don't have the right brushes. I've got the right ones for my face, but I don't have the right ones for my eyes. But you know what? We're gonna move ahead. I'm gonna take my pinky finger instead. And really, you're supposed to kind of come in with this instead of out. I learned that from Suzanne. You kind of work in. Because you do want these things to be blended. Blending is very important. And if I had a brush, I would do what's called the windshield wiper, you know, movement on top there. So it just gets nice and blended. I kind of stay away from the top part because I want that highlight to, so from out, in, I want that highlight to be there. We're going to see if when I'm finished, if it was worth the time for me to put makeup on. And I kind of think it is. Besides, it's fun. I think some of you know that I love to paint. And it's kind of the same thing. You know, I'm painting on myself. And I really like when people add color to their hair and to their face. I find that great. I'm not quite courageous enough, but I find that great. Okay, so to stick with the moving quickly, I don't think I'm going to put any other. If I was going to do a shadow, I guess I could do one so you could see what it's like. When I have my glasses on, I'll tell you what the name of this one is, but you can see it's a nice, they all have to do with light, so I'm trying to think what it is. But anyway, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Why not? I've got nothing but time today. I've got one of those days where it's my day. Okay, for this one, you would just put it right along here and then right above here. Kind of like a V, see? You're making a V. And then with that, I really wish I had my brush, but I don't, so what the heck? We're gonna blend again. We're gonna really wanna blend that because we don't want that to look tacky, like I've got a black eye or something. I'm just gonna kind of blend it in. I always love it when women do this. You know how they say smoky eye and everything? I never quite get it right, but I'm trying. It does make sort of a nice, that is kind of nice, you know. I don't see anything wrong with that. It is kind of nice. It is definitely more dramatic. Okay, so that's an option. I'm not going to do my other eye so you can kind of see the difference. A little bit of difference, not a lot of difference. Okay, now I think this makes a difference. I've talked about this before. One of the new products that'll be coming out that I'll be able to order on May the 10th will be a clear brow gel. And that might not have rung a bell with any of you because you kind of, you know, don't use these things, but this is a brow gel. And I like it better than an eyebrow pencil. And I always wipe, it has a little wand, like kind of like mascara, but I wipe it off really good because I don't want my eyebrows to look real dark. But see how I've kind of lost the color? You know, eyebrows should kind of run from here across, and see how at the beginning I've kind of lost that. There are little hairs there, and what you do is you just color, see it coming in? You just color those hairs lightly, and look how that kind of brought my eyebrow back. Isn't that nice? It'll be interesting to see. I think I'm using the blonde or the dark blonde. Because of my silver white hair now, I don't think I really need a dark eyebrow, but I do love this gel. Okay, let's go this way and see how I don't have eyebrows there. I actually do. And when I use it, that brow gel is not just going on my skin, it is coloring the hairs that are there, but they're so light you can't see them anymore. Now typically at this point what I would do is, because this is a little dark for me, but you know, they're okay. I would use my handy dandy brush. It is my favorite brush. It looks like a mascara wand, and you just use it all across here and it softens that and it brushes those. So one of these days when I'm on, I will show you the difference that makes, because I do think it makes a difference. But look how eyebrows, I'll sit back a little so it doesn't look quite so intense. Look how your eyebrows coming back on your face does frame the face. So I think that's pretty cool to frame the face again. I don't know why, but I do think it makes the face, you know, makes those eyes stand out a little more. Okay, now I'm gonna use, this is called the Ultimate Mascara. All of these products that I'm using run about $20 a piece. Sorry if I misstate that, but I think all of them are like $18 to $20. So, you know, they aren't too expensive. I believe the Ultimate Mascara is $20, and I really do love it. And you see how that had a nice sound. And I just, now, you know, my eyebrows have been curled, my eyelashes have been curled. I also like the Panorama mascara. And for women who eyes water a lot, but they still want to use mascara, you can tip your eyelashes with the waterproof, I was drifting, the waterproof mascara. So you could use any of these mascaras. You can just use the waterproof mascara, or you can use any of the other mascaras that you like because of their properties and their applicator. They all have different applicators, which give them different properties. And this is a great one. I mean, even as far away as I am, you're able to see that makes for a nice eye. And I do like the way the eyeshadow and the eyebrow work there. And you see I have that highlight. I think it does add dimension to our eyes, you know, and it's fun. Let's see if we can, you know, look different. I like looking different. I mean, I look like myself every day, which I don't mind. I really like myself, but it's nice to, on occasion, and of course I don't do it every day. I really admire my director, Suzanne, and the other online women who really do this every day. They get up and do this every day, just like I did when I worked. Retirement changes things. But I do this every day. I don't do it every day, but my director does, and she gets on and she talks about all the products or different ones all the time, is constantly educating. And I have so much admiration. Maybe if I did that every day, I'd be driving a pink Cadillac. Who knows? I think my eyes do look better, and I think it's worth the time to put makeup on, you know, if you want to. Now, I don't usually do anything on the bottom, you know, I just don't. But if you want to, you don't need to put the wand back in, but just go this way. Go this way. Just a couple of strokes. See, I think you can tell a little bit of difference. You go this way. Okay, now I'm all finished with my eyes. It's nice to get the eyes done first. Now I want to show you, I do have my brush for my CC cream. And I don't remember if I talked about that my CC cream was one of my favorite products, but it is. CC cream only comes in about, I think, 5 different shades. And I believe I use the light to medium. There is a lighter one. And my skin has kind of an olive tone, you know, it's kind of an interesting color. But anyway, much ado about me. You just put one pump across there. You don't have to use very much. That's not even a full pump. And it doesn't take very much. That's what I love about this. I buy this, the CC cream, and I have to look that up to see how much it is. I'll put some things in the notes, but it isn't very expensive. And it goes on like a cream, but it covers, I think, like a light foundation. So what I do is I don't just start smearing it. I put it in dots across my face where I want it to be. And you could see it didn't take very much. I love, love, love this brush. I had not really, and then you just brush it in. I had not really used a foundation brush before, but it's great. And you know, it is good to kind of keep our hands off of our face as much as we can. We never know. You know, we wash our hands. I wash mine pretty frequently, but, and of course, always move up and get right along that chin line. And the lovely thing about this foundation is it blends so well. It isn't like a lot of other foundations that are heavy. And by the time I get this on with its SPF, and it has all these other wonderful qualities in it, I've really got all the sun protection that I need. Unless, you know, if I'm working in the yard and I'm not going to be doing all this, then that's where the mineral sunscreen, I think, comes in. But, and get this area, the bridge there. And, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. There's nothing to it. It's a very light foundation. You really can hardly tell I have one on, which is what I want. You know, over here where your foundation kind of cakes, you want to get that out of the way. This foundation doesn't ever cake. It's very light. Like I say, it goes on like a cream, but it does have a tint in it. That's basically what it has. It has a tint, so I really love that. And then for, what else do I need? All I really need at this point, and I brought it in here, I know. Let me show you the other 2 foundations that I sometimes use. This is the liquid foundation, which I would also put on with a brush. And this is the luminous. There's a matte. Many women love the matte. I kind of like the luminous. It gives you a little bit of a sheen. I don't know if I'll go back to using this, maybe a little bit more coverage, but I just love the CC cream. And what I used to use every day when I went to work is the cream to powder. This comes in many colors, and you apply it like a cream. And I don't think it dries like a powder. I think it just dries like a foundation. So I had brought a variety of blushes in, but you know what? I'm not seeing them, but everybody knows how you put blush on, you know? You put it on your cheeks, right? So the only other thing I'm gonna use, we are out of many of the colors of these waterproof lip liners, but I did wanna show them to you. I think at this point I could put my glasses on. And you know, one of the nice things about using the eyebrows and the color also is that for a person who wears glasses part of the time, which I only wear them for reading, then I think the eyes really do kind of pop underneath the glasses. Now, this is one of the lip liners, and you can sharpen these. They have cool little sharpeners on the end and everything. But the nice thing about the lip liners is it is waterproof. And some of my friends have bought these from me, and they're wondering when are they going to be in. So we've been told before the end of May. So, okay. So why a waterproof lip liner? Well, obviously, and use it all over. I don't really have to use another lipstick. I'll probably put a little gloss on it. Nice color, huh? This will stay on all day. It will stay on through me eating, through me drinking. It will stay on throughout the day. When I take it off at night, I'll use the micellar water to take it off. And then, of course, I'll use one of my other 5 favorite products. I'll use the oil-free eye makeup remover to take off, all of my eye makeup. And then I'll cleanse my face with the cleanser. And then I'll put on a different kind of serum. I think I talked about that last week. I'll use a different kind of serum, one that has retinol in it. And, then I'll put on my night cream and my eye cream again, and that's about it. It's all so simple. It's all so very simple. I did bring something, I think, to kind of lighten up. This is really one of the matte lipsticks. It's not a lip gloss. It's one of the matte lipsticks that came out last year, and there'll be 3 more. I posted it that are coming out. I like it because it goes on like a lip gloss. And it shines up the lips. So, except for my eyebrows maybe being a little bit dark because I couldn't brush them down because I didn't have the brush, I like the look, I like it. That's the reason I use it. And none of this took very long. If I hadn't been talking, it'd be lickety-split. I could have done, you saw those steps, I could have done this in 10 minutes or less, and that's usually all it takes. So I wanted to share that with you. Those are some of my favorite things that whenever I do put makeup on, this is me. So I hope y'all all have a wonderful, wonderful day. The rest of the afternoon, my goodness, it's already Wednesday, isn't it? I used to love Wednesday when I worked because the week was half over and I knew that Thursday and Friday was gonna go by quick and it was gonna be my weekend. That was great. So hope all of you stay safe. I hope the weather is good where you are. If you're traveling, safe travels. If you're with friends and family, value them because they're like the jewels of our lives. So thank you for tuning in. I'll probably maybe try to edit this down to make sure it isn't too long to post on Facebook. So love you kids. Take care. Bye.